The Honorable Governor for Oro.
Deputy Speaker, my questions are to the Minister for Defence and for the NEC to take note as well. And they are in relation to the subject of natural disasters. Before I commence my series of questions, I want to also thank the government for their assistance to the people of Oro during our natural disasters of late. We had floods in the coastal areas throughout Oro province, and the national government responded promptly and gave 1 million kina, which we were able to use to distribute to our people, our communities. And on behalf of the people of Oro, I thank the government for this very prompt, swift response. We are all shattered by what has happened in Enga of late, and we are still very much in mourning with our people of Enga about the recent events where a significant number of our people were buried in a landslide or landslip. I believe that this event will not be the last that we witness this year, that there will possibly be more such events. My questions are in relation to planning, in relation to what are we going to do as a government going forward in managing this type of disaster so that we can respond in a swift manner and be able to help our people recover. Current disaster laws are outdated. The protocols for response are outdated. My questions to the Minister, through you, Deputy Speaker, are these. What plans does the Ministry have to review these laws? Will the Ministry be carrying out an audit of the recent disaster to find out what could be done, what could be improved on, so that we can be able to better respond to such disasters? Does the national government have plans to assist provinces in building provincial disaster management centers? In our province, we have put aside 1 million kina to do this, and we would like to know if counterpart funding will be available for this. Will the Defence Ministry consider organizations such as the Fire Services Department into one amalgamated organization that can be able to better respond to disasters when they occur, and also coordinate the assistance coming from development partners? And this specifically is for awareness. Will there be an effort to carry out awareness so that our people in all parts of Papua New Guinea are aware of what is happening in the world insofar as global boiling is concerned and the consequences, and how they can be able to better manage the environment and better manage their response to such disasters? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister for Defence.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I thank the Governor for Oro for this very important question. As you are aware, with the recent month, we've had a lot of natural disasters in the country. And as a doctor in this ministry, I am learning that as a country, we have been operating on an ad hoc basis. The National Disaster Management Act goes back to 1984. The National Disaster Management is packed with the provincial and local level government, while in 2020 at the national level, it's packed with defense. So there is some level of disunity in the way it is operating. At a provincial level, it's with one department, and at the national level, it's with defense. The National Fire Department is with defense. We don't have a national ambulance service. Search and rescue is with, I think, Maritime Safety Authority. And so you can understand that these critical national disaster and emergency management departments are not in one place. So when you have a disaster to coordinate, it is difficult. But in terms of a national disaster, the Act is very clear. The first responders on the ground are the Provincial Disaster Management Committee, and the person in charge is the provincial administrator. At the national level, from a national government standpoint, when there is a disaster, the National Disaster Management Committee is activated, And it is our job to make sure that the provinces that is affected by disaster have all the resources that they need. So we expect the Provincial Disaster Management Committee to, within 6 to 12 hours, do a quick report, send it to us at the National Disaster Management Committee, and we reassess and define what kind of help they need. And then we ask national government, we ask our international partners to help us to make sure that the Provincial Disaster Management Committee have all the resources that they need to provide the support to where the disaster is. So in terms of the questions, I acknowledge there's a lot of 4 or 5 questions that he has asked. I will take note of those questions and respond at a later time because it's a very important question. But in summary, I would like to say that I have been informed that the Disaster Management Act is being reviewed, and I have given instructions and sought help to make sure that our national disaster and emergency management systems at this stage are not disaster ready, and it is a bipartisan issue for all of us to make sure that we as a nation are ready and prepared for disasters in our country. And we have to pack the National Ambulance Service that is not yet created, but I intend to have that created by an act of parliament, and we need to have a National Ambulance Service, our National Disaster Center, our search and rescue, and our National Fire Service under one umbrella, and we can be able to coordinate all national emergency and disasters in our country. Thank you, Acting Speaker.